What's up, guys? Want to welcome you back to another episode of the poker vlog. Been playing at the bike a ton, but there's been a major Euro invasion. So I'm going to try to avoid the Euros today, and I'm going to play here at Hawaiian Gardens on the edge of Orange County. Otherwise, just want to talk to you guys a little bit. I'm about 20 episodes into the vlog, and I'm really working on presenting myself to you guys a little bit more of who I am and letting that come through. Every creative endeavor, for the most part, I think tends to be significantly more difficult than we think it is. So I am trying to unleash my personality a little bit more, how I'm feeling, what's going on. That's really a goal of mine. Only being 20 episodes into this endeavor and never having experience in front of the camera before, being relaxed is really hard. I've actually struggled with, which is ironic because my IRL personality is pretty gregarious, pretty no filter, pretty unleashed. And I'm working on being more unleashed to you guys because I know that's what people want to see and it's what I want to give. So hopefully you can be patient with me, stay with me, see a little bit more about what's going on in my life as I work on revealing myself to you guys, but a little bit about the life, but obviously with a major emphasis on the poker. Yeah, I guess we're gonna get in there and play a little bit. Be on the lookout for a little bit more unfiltered Yale as we continue this journey of traveling, playing poker. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life, but this is just what it is right now. I'll see you guys mid-session or the end of the session. This is my very first time playing in the newly formed 5-5-10 no-limit hold'em with an $800 cap at Hawaiian Gardens. We've opened it up to $40 with ace-queen offsuit. Big blind 3-bets to $150. She's a complete unknown to me. Straddle cold calls. I do know her from the Bicycle Casino. She's been featured in a previous vlog. With action back on me, this is kind of like a tournament. Stacks are relatively short. So I go Rip City all in. Big blind's all in for less without much hesitation. Action's back on the straddle. She and I have about the same size stack. Big blind's got less. Straddle's gonna call and we're gonna see all 5 cards. We completely whiff the 9-high flop, brick out the turn, and no help on the river. Big blind's got 9s full of 5s. Straddle rivered us. She's got ace-jack offsuit, so pretty light call from the straddle here. She goes call, and the good news is the chips are still in play and they're clearly live. The bad news is we're stacked right out the gate. We've got a recording error from yours truly, but we've got $250 out there in the double straddle with 2 queens. There were 5 limps that preceded this $250 raise. Hijack's gonna call. Second blind's gonna call as well. Now we've got $475 behind, so we need a clean flop to get the rest of this money in. Stacks are extremely short. That's really good, 10-4 deuce. Checks it to us. Nothing to do but shoot it in. Hijack folds. Big blind's gonna take a price, and we're gonna get a turn in a river. It runs out 6-6. When we reveal our hand, we get the muck. So we've been stacked, and now we get a double. $1,765 pot our way on hand number 2. This game at Gardens is pretty lull. We've got a 12K stack in the 1 seat. We got a 9K stack in the 7 seat. 5, 5, 10, 20 in this hand. We've got ace, king of diamonds in the second $5 blind. Button's open to 100. We get a call from the small blind. And like I said earlier, this is kind of like a tournament. Can't really find a size that I like here per se. So I go all in. Rip City, $1,625. And they both fold very quickly. Power of ace king in a short stack game, my absolute favorite hand. Unfortunately, that lit 5-5-10-20 game broke, and now we're playing regular 10-20 no limit hold'em and have bought in for about $2,000. The game's short-handed, which makes position a bit of a polygamist. We are low jack and under the gun at the same time, and raise it up to $60 with ace-5 suited. Being short-handed makes people play looser, and flops tend to be like Big Love, with every aunt, uncle, and half-brother getting in there. We pick up a call in position and 2 calls from the blinds. 4 ways to jack 4 deuce, so we've got a gut shot, a backdoor flush draw, and an overcard. But the small blind bet's $45. I don't really know what to make of this, doesn't make a ton of sense to me, so I like to err on the side of aggression and raise it to 175. Now I think this play's questionable, pretty fringy, but this is what I chose in game. He calls, and on this Queen of Hearts turn, if he checks it over, all I can think about is that I've been doing a lot of commentary on Live at the Bike recently. So now that we've made this raise on the flop and pick up a call, I'm realizing that on this queen turn, if I barrel, I'm gonna either end up looking like the GOAT Garrett or Armenian Mike, depending on whether this bet works or not. I go with $325, continuing to tell a story that I'm extremely strong here. But of course, all I can really think is please, please, please fold. And eventually the small blind does comply. Insane money, like out here kind of money.
Dude, there was
While reminiscing about the sheer wealth of West Bloomfield in Michigan, as I'm chatting with my fellow Midwesterner, I open it to $60 with 10-9 of clubs in the low jack. You get a call from the small blind and the big blind pretty quickly. Really good flop, Jack 8-3 2 clubs. When they both check it over, this is a clear C bet with our open-ended straight draw and flush draw. So I bet $90. Small blind quickly folds. Now I see the big blind reach for a raise maybe, but he just calls. So I've noted this live tell. Turns an ace of hearts. He checks. It's a really good card for our range. It's double flush draw board. We've got a really good barreling candidate. I'm a little concerned about the live tell, but this hand is just too good. I gotta barrel. We go 325. And big blind raises to 900. So it looks like my flop read was accurate. Our man's got a hand he likes. Could have hands like top 2, maybe pocket 8s, pocket 3s, ace 3. I just feel like this is nearly never a bluff with this particular opponent. Taking a look at the stacks, and if I do decide to call, I'm gonna have a little over 1100 behind. So of course I do call with the world beater draw. Queen of Hearts river gives us a straight, but it also brings in a heart flush. He now checks, so we've got clearance here. That's a really good sign.
all in.
We go all in for 1140.
I got there.
Nowadays, though, like, I mean, there's so many.
Oh, you hit?
So many types of apps and stuff.
Straight. You hit us. Oh my god.
Things haven't been going my way recently in Vegas and LA, and this is just the kind of pot to get things going in the right direction that we so desperately needed. The table's still short-handed, and it's more wide open than the 5 a.m. scene at Dre's back in the day. God, I'm really dating myself here. Players are seeing flops with a wider range of hands. There, I did it. I sound more sterile than a German tourney reg. But back to the hand. Low jack is limped, and we have ace queen of diamonds on the button. We shoot it up to 90. Only the limper calls. He's new to the table, and I'm completely readless on him, but he's limped called. Flop 6-4-3 all diamonds, ace high flush for us. He checks. We elect to go with a really small bet of 50. I do like sizing down on monotone boards. And the low jack's gonna call. Turn pairs the 6. He checks again. This card is significantly better for him than us, but I'm not too worried about theory right now. I fire $150. I picked this size because I'm trying to get him to continue with 2 7s, 2 8s. Obviously, if he has a 6, he's gonna continue. Maybe even a king of diamonds, hands like these. And the low jack calls again. 8 of spades river, so a relative blank. He's checked again. So I think the hope here is that he's got a hand like trip 6s, something like 6-5 maybe, 7-6. Hands that don't feel good enough to raise on the turn, but will call river value. So we go for 475. I don't know this guy. I don't really know what he has. I don't even have the slightest inclination.
Ace high diamonds.
Finally, the low jack calls. He shows us 5-4 of clubs. Okay. Another nice pot our way. Having a lot of fun today. Very chatty table, and everything we're doing is working. We got Live King's favorite hand on the button. We have a low jack limp, and the cutoff is posted. He checks his option. I raise it to $110. Now the action is on the $10 blind. He raises it up, makes it $385.
How deep you start, JJ? About?
And everybody folds back to me, and the villain's name is JJ. He's a traveling Japanese pro and a vlog watcher. He's been pretty aggressive in this tiny sample. We don't have a ton of history, but I do know that he watches the vlog. So I'm gonna be continuing quite frequently in sequence. Sometimes I'm gonna have 4 bets. I'm probably just gonna try to mix my combos against a guy like JJ. But at 3K effective, we got ace king off. I love this hand.
900.
You don't like it.
We're going upstairs, 4 bet, 900. JJ's deep in thought here. Justifiably, facing a 4 bet. He's probably just considering shoving or folding, nothing in between at 3,000 effective. JJ gives it up after a long deliberation. Had he put it in, we're never getting away. We have too much money in, and I'm just gonna have to call off with the ace king. Happy to win that pot pre-flop. This hand is 10, 20, 40. We got a straddle on. We've got ace 4 diamonds in the low jack. I raised to 110. I'm not sure if this is a good size, but we've got some short stacks behind, so I go a little smaller than I normally would here. Intuitively, I felt this was okay, although I'm just not sure. Straddle does call. He's a tech entrepreneur, having a little bit of fun on this Saturday night. Flop 6-6-2, 2 hearts. He checks it over. I think I should probably be checking quite frequently here, but this guy's been pretty fit or fold. I don't expect him to be overly sticky. So I opt for a small bet of $75. We get a quick call from the straddle. Gonna need some help, and we get it on the turn when we make top pair. 2 spades and 2 hearts out there now. Straddle bets 175, so he takes the lead on an ace turn. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I think he could have some huge hands, but he can have some draws and other stuff too. So I go ahead and call. River's a king of hearts, so front door flush is in. He checks. I don't think this is really a value hand. I don't think it's a thin value hand. I check quickly. He shows pocket 5s for a pretty weird combo, and we take this one down with our turned ace. We've picked up ace 4 clubs on the button.
Let's do $60.
It's an easy open once they fold to us. JJ's bought the button in this hand on our direct left, so he's the sole blind. And always relentless, he 3-bets to 240. So we've got a decision on our hands with our ace 4. I think this is a majority 4-bet. I think it can be called 2, probably some kind of mix. And this time I go with the call option. We get an ace high 3 diamond board. We got first and third pair with our aces and 4s. JJ checks it over to us. So now I gotta decide how I want to proceed. First and third on this board seems like a particularly strong hand. I settle on 125, just a tick over quarter pot. JJ puts in the call. Turns an 8 of spades. JJ checks quickly. I think this is a really good card for us. Doesn't really interact with a lot of the holdings I think he can have. He can have hands like an ace with a diamond. Maybe he's got the king of diamonds in hand. Pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks, pocket 10s, pocket 9s. Maybe he's got some 8s in there. So I go ahead and bet 400. I keep the heat on. It's hard to fully know someone's strategy in live poker, given the limited amount of hours we play together, but I think we're ahead here quite frequently. JJ does call, so this rivalry is gonna hit the river. And it's a king of diamonds bringing 4 diamonds. He checks very quickly, and so do I.
Luck box.
And he shows that he rivered a flush. He's got ace, a hearts, 10 of diamonds for rivered flush, and our 2 pair goes down in flames to end the day.
Nice hand, JJ.
And then I started getting some more.
It's the end of the session here tonight at the Gardens. I'm gonna give you guys my impressions, a little bit of what I was feeling out there. First off, I played 4 game types today, which is crazy. I've never done that before. I played 5-10 no limit first. Then I played 5-5-10 no limit, bomb pot straddles, whatever. Then I played 5-5-10-20. That was the biggest game I played today. It was freaking huge. You can only buy in for 800, but guys had $12,000 stacks, $9,000 stacks. That game was bonkers. Then somehow a 10-20 no limit opened. So I left the 5-5-10-20 game, which died and basically broke, and I moved to 10-20 no limit. Relatively soft for a 10-20. I would say it wasn't playing huge. Not a lot of aggression. I think I was probably one of the more aggressive players in the game until a Japanese pro showed up. His name was JJ. He was the only Euro, if you will. I would say anybody not from the USA who comes here to play on a 3-month tourist visa as a Euro, somebody who's coming over here to basically pillage the American live poker economy. I escaped the big Euro clans today at the bike, came up to HG, really only had to deal with 1 Japanese Euro, so that was nice. Otherwise, there was a fight that broke out. That was pretty freaking wild. It was like a disagreement of sorts between some guys in the 5-5-10 game. But HG is a really, really, really well-run casino. I like playing here. I wish I came here more, and maybe I will start coming here more because, and it's just different. You know, here it's Orange County people. It's a whole different vibe than LA. I mean, the Orange County people are nice, get to hear about their mansions and Lamborghinis and stuff like that, and that's cool, you know, we're all just playing a poker game. I'm just a regular guy from Ohio, so fuck if I'd know. Pretty friction-free session, minus an early stacking. Found myself stuck about 1,100 or so early, maybe 1,200, and fought back. I was in for 2,000, and I was out for 51.42. That's a profit of 31.42. Hopefully get things moving in the right positive direction here. That's what I'm really hoping for. And this time we book a winner, and a decent one at that. Over $3,000. I'm gonna be back with more content coming at you guys. If you're enjoying it, please hit that subscribe button. We will be back with more sweet content here from Los Angeles in the cash game streets. Thank you as always so much for watching. I really appreciate it.